Deep beneath the bustling city streets, in the dimly lit tunnels of the underground metro system, whispers of discontent began to rumble. The murmurs grew louder and more insistent each day as the tired, neglected trains shuffled wearily back and forth. The once proud metro carriages, now battered and worn, longed for the days when they were shiny and new, their bright colors reflecting the hope and optimism of a brighter future. Among the worn-out trains, there was one old carriage named Oluwaseun. Painted in faded shades of green and gold, Oluwaseun had seen better days. The once gleaming metal was now dull and tarnished, and the once comfortable seats were torn and faded. Despite the years of neglect, Oluwaseun's spirit remained unbroken. Each morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the grimy tunnels, Oluwaseun would straighten the maps and posters inside the carriage, dust off the windows, and await the new day with a glimmer of hope. One day, as the trains gathered at the end of the line, the murmurs from the other carriages grew louder than ever before. They complained about the long hours, the heavy loads, and the endless cycle of wear and tear. "Why do we continue to endure this pain and hardship?" grumbled an old freight car. "No one cares about us anymore. We're just old and broken machines, forgotten in the darkness." The other trains nodded in agreement, their exhaust pipes releasing a cloud of defeated smoke into the damp air. But Oluwaseun remained silent, lost in thought. The old carriage remembered a time when the metro system was new and full of promise. The trains were proud to carry the hopes and dreams of the city's people, connecting them to their destinations with speed and efficiency. As the other trains continued to vent their frustrations, Oluwaseun made a decision. The next day, as the trains lined up at the depot, Oluwaseun approached the lead train, a sleek and shiny new model. "Excuse me, young one," Oluwaseun said, his voice rusty from disuse. "I couldn't help but overhear the murmurs of discontent among our fellow trains. I understand the hardships we face, but I believe there is still a purpose for us here." The new train looked at Oluwaseun with surprise and a hint of curiosity. "What purpose could you possibly find in this endless cycle of decay and neglect?" it asked. Oluwaseun smiled, rusty bolts creaking. "We may be old and worn, but we still serve a vital purpose. Every day, we carry the people of this great city to their homes, their jobs, and their dreams. We may not be as shiny or as fast as you, but we are the backbone of this city, and we must never forget the trust that has been placed in us." The new train was silent for a moment, processing Oluwaseun's words. Then, slowly, a small light flickered in its headlights. "You are right, wise one," it said, its voice filled with newfound respect. "We have been so focused on our own hardships that we forgot the reason we were built: to serve the people of this city." The news of Oluwaseun's words spread through the underground tunnels like a spark on the tracks. The other trains, inspired by the old carriage's words, began to see their roles in a new light. The complaining and murmuring gradually faded away, replaced by a sense of camaraderie and purpose. The people above ground began to notice the change too. The trains ran a little bit smoother, the carriages a little bit cleaner, and the tired faces of the commuters seemed to carry a hint of a smile. As for Oluwaseun, the old carriage felt a sense of pride and fulfillment that transcended the rust and wear. The moral of this story is that no matter how old, worn, or forgotten we may feel, we all have a purpose, and we all have the power to inspire change and bring light to the darkest of places. The takeaway: even in the darkest of tunnels, there is always a glimmer of hope waiting to be found.